What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're gonna take a look at something that I didn't even know was like really hitting, and I got super lucky finding. We're gonna be taking a look at the brand new SDCC 2022 exclusive, shared exclusive with Target, Spawn by McFarlane Toys, specifically the Deluxe Manga Spawn. Now, this is not the signed version, which I don't care about. That's fine by me. But when they revealed this, I was so excited. So there's a little bit of a story time. I was out pretty far today, going and venturing off to new places that I haven't seen. And I went to this one Target, and I was checking the barcodes that I keep in my phone for other things. I was actually looking for the Hammond Collection Triceratops and or Gallimimus. No luck with those, but I accidentally scanned the barcode for this guy, and it said they had 4 in the back. Speaking of, there's the barcode right now. It said they had 4 in the back, and I'm like, there's no way. So I go, and I asked the dude, and he's like, yeah, we got it right here. Let me go get it for you. He went, boom, bada bing, bada bong. There it is. And damn, am I happy about it, because it's huge. Like, I didn't think it was going to be this big, to be honest. I mean, it's at the $40 price point. It's at $40, so it's not $50 like Cygor or Overkill, but it's not a regular price figure. It's somewhere in the middle, and I'm okay with that. If this is the quality of figure that we're going to get for that price point, then sign me the fuck up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. So getting this badass looking figure out of the packaging, it's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't think that we would be getting this, at least not this early on in the line. But then again, I mean, we've had, what, 3-4 waves now? 3 waves, and I think they just teased at the 4th one for tomorrow's reveals. At the time of this recording, McFarlane's doing their summer showcase, and they just teased a Spawn. I forget exactly which one it's called, but looks pretty awesome, so I'm hoping we get the new wave of Spawn figures tomorrow. But this is awesome. As somebody who is a huge anime fan, which you may or may not know, I am a huge anime fan. I've watched probably around like 20 animes at this point, and while that might not seem like a lot in terms of anime, depending on what you watch, it's a lot. But so I love anime, so to get a manga Spawn is awesome. Obviously, I don't like necessarily think anime Spawn when I see this. I think more of like a mech thing, so like something like Genshin Impact or something. Either way works for me, and not for nothing, if you don't know, I'm already all in on this line. Any new character that they make, whether it's a version of Spawn, a new version of Spawn that is, a new villain, a new ally, whatever it is, I'm in, as long as it is not just like, you know, like a simple repaint. Like, I don't know, parts of me think that they'll do like a $20 version, like a $25 version of this guy for like, with like no accessories, or like one of these accessories, and then like in a darker color scheme. I could be wrong, because he is really big compared to like the normal figures. So I don't know. I could see that happening though, but I would skip on that because I like the blue. And I just, damn, I think this is a good design, and it's a very well applied figure. So without further ado, there's a lot to go over. Let's go ahead and get started and crack into this by taking a look at the head sculpt here. And that looks badass. Makes me think Medieval Spawn. They've been teasing, or I thought they've been rumoring, like there's been rumors going around of a Medieval Spawn Kickstarter, and can we please do that with like a big armored horse? I'd be so fucking down for that, but I don't know. As of now, we've heard nothing. Hopefully tomorrow that changes, but I like the head sculpt, but you know, it doesn't really make me, it doesn't scream Spawn to me. I think it's the top, like maybe if these 2 spikes, that one is warped, it weren't there, I think it would scream a little Spawn a little bit more, but I don't really mind at all. It's a new design. This side you get this wicked cool shoulder pad that kind of looks like Metalhead, or Motorhead, not Metalhead, Motorhead. And then on the other side you get definitely a more Spawny type shoulder pad, and then you go down into the body, and then that's the trademark Spawn body color pattern logo thing, whatever you want to call it. These gauntlets definitely are Spawn. I really like the crimson metallic red that they use, and I like the silver within the lines on this side, and then you get that in the top here. So no skimping on the paint apps on this guy for the most part. I mean, obviously with all the mechanical parts, you could definitely have put more paint, but I think for the price point and the amount of accessories you get, I think it's totally fair. On this side, you get just more of like a regular gauntlet. Again, not Scream and Spawn to me. Kind of wish it was red. Like, it could be the same design, but I just kind of wish it was red. Same with this thing. I think it would have made it look even more like Spawn. Like, I like the silver accents, but making full pieces silver, I don't know. I personally, but I understand that that's not entirely accurate. So, whatever. That's an opinion-based thing. The body looks great with all the sculpt in there. It just really does look like a giant robot. The panel lining on the legs look great. I thought earlier that there might have been like silver in each of them, but it doesn't look like there is. On the back, not a lot of paint to speak of other than on the bottom of the legs, but there's a lot of good sculpt work back there. And I think it's cool because there's a lot of weapon storage for this guy, and I'll show that off in a little bit, but there's a lot of weapon storage. You can see the 3 big pegs there. And then obviously going down into the big Spawn boot. Now, I love this. This is so ridiculous, and it's just, but it's so Spawn. You get the big feet that are enormous. No toe joint on this guy, which is a little surprising considering how big the feet are. I don't really miss it at all. I don't care. But you get like the springy knee pads, and then you get the skull. The silver lining is all painted all the way through. Damn, that looks good. That looks really fucking good. And then you get on the other side like the more traditional Spawn ankle. And then, of course, as you can see, we get a soft goods cape, and this is a really good quality cape. Like, I don't get why he didn't do this for the throne Spawn. That would have been the perfect Spawn to do this with, but he didn't. But this is great. It's kind of like the same material that was on their Princess Bride figures, the Buttercup figure. It's almost exactly like that. Actually, it is exactly like that, just in Spawn shapes. But damn, this is a good-looking figure. And like I said, I was super excited for it, and it didn't disappoint. But he's got a lot of accessories. Let's go ahead and check those out. Wasn't lying. There's a lot of accessories. So, without further ado, let's start from like smallest to biggest. So, you get 2 knives, which are not the same sculpt. Here is the first one. I think it's molded in the translucent green and then painted with the nice bright silver on top. You do get a peg on there, which I'll show where that goes in a second. And then you get more of like a cleaving knife, I guess. I don't really know what this is. Like a Bowie knife, I think. That looks cool. And he holds them well, which we can see here. He gets a trigger finger, which, whatever. I don't think Manga Spawn needs a gun, so you do get the 2 knives. Boom. They look dope. And then the reason they had these ones had the pegs, I'm assuming, because they're the only ones with pegs other than the shield, that they can attach here. So boom, and boom. You can pop them on there. You do hear like a little pop, and they really don't get in the way of articulation, which we'll take a look at more in a second. But so bam, they can go there, and it really does add something to the figure, so I like that. Next up, we get this big lance spear thing, painted all in silver. And then the nice translucent pieces for the cleaving part. And then you get like a pointy knife on the ends, or spear, whatever you want to call it, like the spearhead. And he can hold that very well too. The hands are a little tight. So my suggestion, if you can't heat them up at the moment, I usually just try to like roll them into the hand like this without scraping the paint. And it usually works pretty good. But, you know, just be careful. You don't want no paint, silver paint rubbing off. But there he is holding the spear, and that looks super, super cool. It's a little warped. It's not like soft like some of their weapons, like where they're like super squishy, but it is a little bit on the softer side. So maybe, you know, just be a little bit wary of that. But that is not my favorite weapon. I'm going to keep going down until we do get to my favorite weapons. So pulling that out of the hand. It does come with this on in the package, but I took it off for the sake of accessory. You get this giant blade that is curved on mine, but I think it's just supposed to be straight. Beautiful silver paint, and this goes right into the forearm of his gauntlet. You get a nice click on that, and boom. You get like a giant, I don't even know, like a giant cleaving sword that comes out of his arm, like a big forearm sword. Now, I think this is cool. I'm probably not going to leave this on there. I think it would be, you know, overkill. Get it? Overkill. But I do enjoy that it comes with that. But it is cool if you don't want to use that it does pop out. Because when I first opened it, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I really want that on there the whole time. But luckily it does pop out. So that's awesome. There's even more, all right? I'm debating on which one's my favorite. I think I'll do this one first because I think the last one's my favorite. We get a giant sword that, again, is molded. Sorry, the camera. That is molded in the translucent green with painted silver on top. And damn, that looks good. Now, as you can see, it is like a large sword. And again, the hands, they're not going to get any softer with different weapons. So you kind of... It'll go in. You just got to get it at like the right angle and just, you know, obviously be careful with it. Heating it up is the best way to go, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to, just because I don't feel like heating up some water. But damn, that looks good. Him holding the sword looks awesome as well. Now, any good swordsman has a good shield to go with it. So they give you this big hunk of translucent green plastic with beautiful sculpt work in it. It's like a cybernetic shield, and you pop that onto the other forearm, and that is Manga Spawn. That looks awesome. So the shield looks great, but this isn't my favorite weapon. There is one more weapon to speak of. You get this giant axe thing. If you know what this is called, a lance, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really care neither. It just looks badass. And this is definitely my favorite weapon. And I think it's going to be the one that I display him with. So again, it's a little difficult to get it in there, but once you do, boom. Now that looks sick. That is definitely how I'm going to display him on the shelf. Yeah, that looks really, really cool. I think the shield looks great, like the translucent green, you know, because the necro stuff, I guess, that is really good for Spawn. So I fuck with that. Big, big, heavy. But one other feature of these accessories are if you're not using them, you can store all three of them on the back at once. So I guess they would be stored more like this. You go, actually, it goes more like that. So you put the blade up top. I would put the lance in the middle. And you can pivot them, which is really cool for photos. And then the sword even has one. Actually, this is how it goes. So it goes down like that. And then the sword goes on top. And boom, look at that. Full fucking weapon storage. So if you want him just using this blade that goes in his arm, and then put the knives on his calves, full weapon storage. And the cool thing is you can put them up or down. They do kind of pose around, like you can spin them around, like pivot them on there for different photos and things like that. That is awesome. That is a great idea. McFarlane, you've outdone yourself with that. Like I said, you don't want him... You could have him holding all of his accessories at once, which you don't really see too often with figures these days. So weapon storage is essential, guys. And Manga Spawn here proves that. So like this is a very good way to display your figure and not have to take up any more space, because my accessory drawers, I don't know about y'all, but mine are getting incredibly full. So stuff like this is super, super appreciated. But with good accessories must come good articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's going over articulation. The head is on a double ball peg. It'll go up, down, pivot fantastically, and rotate. Great articulation up at the head. The shoulders will go up all the way past horizontal. The shoulder pads don't get in the way because they are on their own double ball peg. So you can get them to go around and do whatever you want to hide the gaps from posing and things like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, it is just a hinge, so it goes up, down. There's no butterfly joint on this guy, which I'm fine with. They never really do anything anyway. You'll swivel all the way around. Beautifully hidden bicep swivel. And then a single jointed elbow that does get a little past 90, if at the very least 90, and then a ball peg and swivel at the wrist. That is beautiful. The diaphragm joint doesn't really do much in the way of going forward and back. You can get a little bit. He will rotate there and pivot. You kind of got to like squish it a little bit to get it like over these sculpting details, but that's fine in my opinion. It could be a little bit better, but it's not awful. I actually like that. And then the hips, he can do the full spawn splits. He can kick forward, not super far. I think this could have been a soft piece and it would have benefited a little bit, but he can kick out. It'll just kind of push out a little bit. Look at this, guys. Full on thigh swivel. Fuck yeah. Not like that bullshit where it's like the peg in there that rotates. No, this is a thigh swivel. Beautifully hidden. And it gets even better. These knees are double jointed and they're not pinless per se, but they look pinless because of the way that he put stuff on top of it. Todd, do more shit like this. Excuse me. Todd, do more shit like this. If you're not going to do full-on pinless, then hide it like this. This is beautiful because the arms, it's worked into the sculpt, so you can't really see that they're actual joints. And the legs, they're covered. That is so well done. I like that a lot. And then the ankles will go down. These giant feet will go down that far. This one will only go up to the boot and pivot in there. It's got actually good pivot. I mean, but it's just hindered by the boot. But that's just design. And then this side will go up a little bit more. Down and pivot and rotate. So, and no toe joint, which is like, this is like the first McFarlane figure I've ever played with that doesn't have a toe joint, which is kind of crazy. But, damn. The torso, yeah. The knees, beautiful. The swivel, guys, a swivel. All you McFarlane fucking haters. What are you going to say now? What are you going to say now? That's right. You don't collect the Spawn line. You're too busy sucking Marvel Legends cock. Ooh, God, fires. Shot fires. As I am about to record a Marvel Legends review. I'm just fucking with y'all. If you follow me on TikTok, I think you'd understand that a little bit more. But I'm just fucking around with you guys. But, yeah. Damn. Pretty well articulated, I'd have to say. As far as scaling goes, here he is next to the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Here he is next to NECA's Silly Kong. And then a new member of the team. I'm trying to build out the Zach Toys team. We have Tomato Head from Jazzwares Fortnite because I found him at Ross for $3.99. And here he is next to the OG Zombie Cat. So obviously he's a big figure. He's a really big figure, and I'm okay with that. In terms of other spawns, he is bigger than them. My one spawn is like really big and bulky right now, so I'm not going to take him down. But yeah, he scales nice. Kind of looks like Optimus Prime, doesn't he? But damn, this is a good figure. And if you guys were wondering, because some of you out there are probably like, yo, Ant, come on, give me the synopsis. Give me the rundown. What are you thinking? And damn, do I love this figure. This may be my favorite non-modded spawn from the line because I still like my classic spawn better, but I had to paint and get a custom cape for that. This, right out of the box, is probably my favorite one out of the line. So far, this one is in the running. I was a big fan of the Throne spawn despite some of the issues that it had, but I still did like it. I really liked She Spawn until mine broke. She Spawn was really good. But the lines, I think the spawn line's been pretty killer so far. It's usually the $50 ones that are the problem for me, except for Violator. Violator was pretty awesome. So I don't know. I just didn't really like Cygor, and then it got even worse with Overkill. Overkill is definitely the worst in the line. But let me know what you guys think about that. As far as this figure is concerned, damn, go get yourself one. I'm on the East Coast. I live in Pennsylvania, so if it's hitting me, it's hitting everywhere. Go get your lazy asses out there and find this fig. But I believe that's all I got for today. So giving this guy a solid rating of 10 out of 10 for the $40 price point to get this big-ass figure, a butt-ton of accessories. Oh, by the way, you do get the spawn too. Nobody cares. But a beautifully articulated figure with a soft goods cape. Damn. How can you not? How can you not? As somebody who's a big Spawn and anime fan, I'm all for it. But I believe that's all I got for today. So if you have not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do yourself that favor and me. And you know what? While you're at it, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot over there. A ton of pictures for this guy, and I post a lot of funny content on TikTok. So I have a lot of fun over there, and I'm sure you all will too. But with that being said, I have to ask the question. You coppin'? Let me know. See you guys in the next one. Peace.